it feels very kind of bittersweet for fans now that the Cornetto Trilogy is coming to an end. How does it feel for you?
Same.
Yeah.
There's definitely an element of, it's the end of an era. We know it's not the end of forever, though. I mean, we'll work together again. But it feels lovely to have completed this little cycle of films that we set out to, at some point along the line, we thought, let's do 3. And because we never did a 3rd series of Space, and that's always kind of haunted us slightly, it's nice to go. No.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we did. Sorry. You weren't there.
Secret one.
It's nice to go, yeah, we did it. We finished it. That's a nice feeling.
Also, it's just the end of this, It means we can begin something else now.
And in between all of the films in this trilogy, you've gone off and done other things and come back and worked together again. So how did it feel? Obviously, you've changed, your audience has changed, everything has changed in between. So how did it feel coming back together again this time?
We've never really been apart, really. Even though we go off and do other stuff with other people, what underpins our work...
I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
What underpins our working relationship is our real friendship, which does exist. So we text each other every day, and we're in each other's lives. We're godparents to each other's children. It doesn't feel like a coming together in that respect. What's nice is that just getting to work together is really good fun, always. So it's exciting.
Also, Paul came out 2 years ago, so
true.
we did that. But it's that thing that it's, shooting with Edgar and Simon is like, in a way, being their friend, and we don't have to get to a point where we begin again. It just felt like it was an extension of Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. It didn't feel any different in terms of the shooting of it,
Great, and there's a real feel of nostalgia running through the film, and feels like it's nostalgia for your own, childhoods and your youths and all the rest of it, but also a lot of nostalgia for Spaced and the films that have gone before. Can you talk about this, and was that deliberate, or did that just kind of happen while you were writing it?
It kind of, I suppose it's sort of the culmination of all our work anyway, so it's bound to have that, and we've always been very keen. We wanted to link at least the 3 films together, and there'll always be a place in our hearts for Spaced anyway, so any kind of little... there's certainly a scene in the movie that feels reminiscent of a scene in Spaced when I'm at the urinal with the younger man. It sounds deeply erotic.
Yeah, it sounds great, lovely.
But yeah, it's kind of, we have similar sort of preoccupations that still exist for us about growing up, about getting older, about being superseded, about conforming, in the same way that other filmmakers like Woody Allen will revisit certain ideas and refine them. That's kind of, I guess, something we've done. I would never compare us to Woody Allen because, that would be arrogant.
Just
but
did it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. It's that of the Coen brothers.
There's, there was talk about you guys doing a pub crawl in Wells with Edgar Wright, and that was where his part of the story came from. Where did it come from for you?
A lot of places, really. When you pass 40, you do a certain amount of looking back, and we had this idea, because we'd gone back to our, certainly with Edgar, we'd gone back to his hometown to shoot Hot Fuzz, and the idea of going back and being different, you being different, and it being different. And we had this idea on the Hot Fuzz press tour about, going back to where you're from and it being different, but for a very real reason. It's not just because you've changed, it's not just because you've grown up, it's because the whole place has been invaded by alien robots, which kind of struck us as funny.
Great, and it struck me that you guys sort of switched characters in this one, that Simon, you were much more of the kind of jokey, irreverent kind of guy, and Nick, you were playing much more of a straight guy. Was this something that you wanted to try, or again, did it just evolve while you were working on the film?
Listen, I mean, I think it's a Simon and Edgar question, but from my point of view, and we tried to do it in Paul too, but I think it's important that we are actors, we are character actors, as well as being funny, potentially funny, sexy comedians. Powerful comedians, and it's nice to play different roles. I mean, that's just a selfish viewpoint. The other side to that is, I wouldn't want our audience to get bored of it, and people will. That's how it is, So by changing it up completely, I don't think people can look at it and say, oh, it's the same old thing they're doing that they did in Shaun and Hot Fuzz and Paul,
The laziest way that I think sometimes we get criticised is like, oh, they're the same in everything. And that's, certainly of these 3 films, it's not true, that Shaun and Nicholas Angel and Gary, same as Ed and Danny and Andy, are all very different characters. And we wanted to be as different from Hot Fuzz as Hot Fuzz is from Shaun of the Dead. It was important to mix that.
That's great. And Nick, you've Cuban Fury coming out. Can you tell us about that?
Cuban salsa-based dance comedy that comes out with me and the lovely Chris O'Dowd and Rashida Jones.
Great. And Simon, you've got everything coming out. Can you tell us what you were most excited about?
Hector and the Search for Happiness, which I've just finished and I'm super excited about. It was a bit of a globe-trotting shoot across 4 continents. I'm working with some incredible actors in the shape of Christopher Plummer and Tony Collette and Rosamund again, and Jean Reno and Stellan Skarsgård. And it's a different sort of film for me, so I'm excited to have that come out.
That's great, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You